abandoned you as you were growing up, and she is abandoning you right here on this stage right now by invalidating your concerns.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. This mother straight up just does not care about her kids and is just out partying and blowing through her $250,000 inheritance. In the meantime, keep watching to see if she's going to be able to actually get any help from Dr. Phil today before it's too late. Without further ado, let's just meet her, shall we?
Okay, a gun was pulled during an argument.
Wow, starting things off with a bang, literally. This mom actually whipped out her piece and tried to scare her daughter with it while it was loaded. First off, this isn't GTA. Why are you strapped in the first place when you already have problems? Second off, why are you pulling it out and waving it in your daughter's face? That's just a little too far, don't we think? I mean, how about using your words when you're frustrated and not just instantly trying to terrify whoever you're fighting with? I know that's a big ask from you, but I mean, I think it'd be much more effective.
You were afraid she was going to kill herself more than you were afraid she was going to kill you.
Right.
This poor daughter. Even just having to relive that day on screen just now was a lot for her. And it makes sense, you know, that's a terrifying thing to happen, no matter who it was pointing a gun in your face, especially when it's your mom. And I mean, unless you grew up in a trap house, you probably wouldn't ever experience what this girl did. I think it was pretty recent too, so that memory is still fresh in her mind. But imagine not knowing what to do when your parent is freaking out in front of you like that, or at you with a loaded pistol in their hand. I'd be terrified of making the wrong move and possibly having my entire life change or end in an instant like that. I mean, my condolences go out to this girl for having such a terrible experience. I really hope she can recover from that, and I hope that her mom gets the help that she needs from Dr. Phil today.
Crystal, you've not spoken to your mother in 3 months, right?
Christmas Eve was really the last time that I did speak with her, and it was me screaming at the top of my lungs.
So the other daughter hasn't talked to this mother in a few months either, and I'm sure that's for good reason. It sounds like this lady just doesn't care about anyone else but herself, and her poor kids are hurting as a result. They don't get to have a relationship with her because she's crazy and too much to handle, and probably is just really mean and nasty to them as well. Oh yeah, and remember when I was talking about that inheritance she blew through? Well, her husband sadly died last year, and in that last year, she has taken his $239,000 inheritance that he left her and blown through all of it, somehow. Talk about a really wonderful woman, you know? Just sounds like she's such a treat to be around.
She pretends to not even have a clue why you're here.
Right.
Yeah, imagine how disrespectful that is to these kids. They have so many reasons to not be happy with this woman right now, and instead this woman is sitting here baffled by the fact that she was even called upon to be on this show. She probably sees absolutely nothing wrong with her behavior, which is insane. I mean, even just that thing we talked about in the intro is enough of a reason to get your butt on this show, so don't act like you don't know why your kids hate you, lady. It's pretty obvious if you ask me.
I don't know why they can't come to me and, you know, and we can fix it. That's the reason I agreed to be here. I want to get fixed.
We always come to you.
This mom is acting like she doesn't know what her kids are mad about and is claiming that she wishes that they would have just handled it within the family and, you know, come to her for help instead of airing it out on national TV. But I'm sorry, you lose any ability to, quote, keep it in the family when you start waving a gun around in front of your family, all right? At that point, they have enough cause to just drop you from their life, if you ask me. But no, these kids actually love you and want you to get better, and deep down know that you hopefully want to too, so they simply were just trying to find the best help that they could possibly get for you. I really don't see what's so wrong about that, but go ahead and keep playing the victim. Keep acting like you don't know what's going on. We see right through that, honestly.
So you take prescription medication for that?
I used to. I don't take it anymore.
Okay.
I think the problem with this lady is that she is living in this imaginary world where she has all of a sudden gotten better, but that's kind of the whole thing with her kids being here, is that they can tell she really has not gotten better at all. She is just more secluded and shut off from the world and the family, so it's harder to tell whether or not she is being bad again and going back to her old habits. She claims she isn't doing any sort of substances anymore too, but then she's like, well, I did pop something last week, but that's it. Besides that, I don't do anything. Like, you really can't claim that, you know? I mean, once a week is still more than you should be doing it in general, so that's clearly showing to me that you aren't better yet at this point in time.
Whatever I say,
You're
gonna
so
damn me,
repetitive.
so.
It's the same thing over and over and over.
And you
I
may not have an
do.
issue.
We may.
I'd be frustrated if I was his daughter too, to be honest. This woman is just getting on stage and repeating the same old BS excuses she's probably been giving these kids for decades now. The fact is, this woman is not good mentally or physically right now, and she is lying to herself and others to cover for the fact that she really just doesn't want to get help. Maybe she's fine being where she is right now, but something's gotta give here if she wants to make any progress. She needs to be open with the truth if she truly expects to get any help from Dr. Phil today. And that's the bottom line.
Stop living like you have to point the finger at me too. I know what I do wrong. I know what I do wrong. But this isn't about me. This is about you.
So, tensions are building, and Dr. Phil is looking like he's straight up about to check out at this point, while this woman is screaming at her mom, telling her to fess up for all this stuff, or else they're just wasting time. And the mom is denying all the stuff still. For heaven's sake, they legit just played a 3-minute montage of all 3 of her kids talking about the terrible things she would do to them as a parent while growing up. She would just leave them in sketchy areas, or just wasn't even at the house for most of the time, and had them living in cars and stuff. She even abandoned this one daughter when she was 3 because she wanted to drink more than work, so that's what she did. It's sick that this mom left them with so little as children, and now is acting like she doesn't have a clue in the world as to why they're mad at her. That is so disgusting and disrespectful.
You're either going to have to say, okay, I'm going to be scarred by that, or I'm going to mimic that, or I'm going to choose differently.
So at this point, it sounds like Dr. Phil fully just expects this woman to keep denying everything while she is on stage, because she's been doing it the whole time. Why would she stop now? Am I right? He doesn't really know if she is ready to make progress at this point in her life, and I don't think she is either. With her old age, to be honest, that might mean she is just never ready to make progress, and sometimes, as sad as it is, that's how it is. As much as you may want to control someone else's life for the better, you simply can't, and instead, Dr. Phil understands that and is just venting to these kids about how he was in the same situation as a child and used that as fuel to make something of himself. It's a lot like that recent video I made of that gamer kid and his mean dad. What you are faced with when growing up in a situation that is, dire like that is a choice to either continue that trend and live that sad life just like your parent did to the worst of their ability, or to not let that define you and go out and find the happiness that you've been devoid of for so long on your own. And to be honest, that's obviously what Dr. Phil did. I bet his mean drunk father would be super jealous and angry to see where his son is after all the terrible things he put him through. So that's pretty cool that Dr. Phil made something of his life even when he wasn't dealt the best card as a kid.
So guys, real quick, I have a super fast challenge that only takes 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just give it a try, it really works.
She abandoned you as you were growing up, and she is abandoning you right here on this stage right now by invalidating your concerns.
Wow, he's really not beating around the bush with that now, is he? I mean, I bet that's difficult to hear for these children, but it's what they needed to hear. How dare this mother come out to this show and probably enjoy all the benefits of getting to go on TV. She got a free flight to LA or wherever they film this, but then when it comes time to be honest, she just shuts down and acts like she never did any of these terrible things that these kids are claiming actually happened. She's fine with just letting them talk around in circles about how much pain she's caused them, and as long as she doesn't fess up, maybe she doesn't feel bad, that way. But seriously, this woman is a terrible mother, and I hope she loses contact with these kids after this, because I would give up on her at this point. It seems like that's the only healthy way out of this situation. She's a toxic person that is playing the victim card 24/7, and she doesn't even care about her family at all.
I do drink
Why?
because I'm hurting inside, and
Wow, so all of a sudden this mother is finally opening up a bit about the fact that she does have an issue with drinking, among other things, and she knows it's a problem, but she doesn't really know a way out of it. And that could be totally true for her situation. I mean, some of you that lack the worldview or perspective of an actual adult, it might seem as easy to you as, hey, just stop doing the bad thing. But there's clearly a psychological reason behind her self-destructive ways, and it is not as easy as just stopping for this woman. With that being said, she could just be completely trying to get out of the situation by fessing up real quick and telling everyone what they want to hear, hoping that it works. But if she is, I doubt it will work on Dr. Phil's show.
You think you're doing me some favor by telling me what I want to hear?
no.
You got the wrong bald guy.
She truly does got the wrong bald guy, all right. Dr. Phil does not play with this stuff, and he's seen this before, lady. I even called it out, yo. He totally knew that she was BSing there at the end, and those crocodile tears were simply just to get everyone off of her back so that she could end up going back home, getting off the show, and going back to her old ways. So it sounds like after all of this, I was right in Dr. Phil just realizing how sick this woman is and how not willing she is for getting help. So after that, he just redirected the show towards, the kids to give them them one final push of inspiration to better their lives as a result. You know, that's truly the one way to, quote, win in the situation. Not that it's a win or lose situation, but I mean, doing something with your life greater than your absent parent could ever do is the best revenge ever. This lady can wallow in her own sadness and continue to play the victim in just about every situation, but these kids shouldn't, and I think they won't do that. Simply, they have a better head on their shoulders than she did, and I hope Dr. Phil's words struck a chord with them, and they could find it within themselves to take this info to heart and apply it into their lives, because I would hate to see them go down the same terrible life path that their mother went down from here on out, you know? So let me know what you guys thought of this video down in the comments, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out.